So the next thing I'd like to do is get into this piece Countrified. It is going to be our first cumulative piece, meaning it's going to use the notes B, C, D, and also E, F, G. Okay, so you're going to hear those 6 notes used. Okay, it also uses the quarter note rest, which is new for us, first and second endings, which are new for us, the pickup measure, also new for us, and then you'll see on page 23, there's something where I'm going to want you to use your pinky, just on 2 notes, on beat 3 of measure 22, and on beat 2 of measure 23. And I'll explain why I want you to do that in a second. But let's take an overview of the piece. So whenever you're starting a new piece, it's good to just take a look at the grand picture, the big picture, right? If you look on page 22, we've got 4 systems. We're in common time. We've got a pickup measure. We've got a first and a second ending. If you look on page 23, it's just straight down 4 systems of music. Okay, and the 4th system on page 23 has 5 measures. Okay, instead of having 4, I just added a little twist ending there. It sounds a little weird. I did that on purpose. So let's go through and say the note names. Let me play it with you and say the note names. Okay, and if you want to skip ahead to the piece, you can. The chapter markers are in the YouTube description. But so it starts out with a G, E, D, C for a whole note. I'm not playing this in time now. Quarter note rest, so that's where you're going to lift up, leave your finger on the B string for just a split second, put it back down. C, D, E, F, quarter note rest, F, E, D, C, quarter note rest, C, D, C, B, quarter note rest, G, E, D, C, whole note, D whole note, E whole note, F whole note, E whole note, D whole note, C whole note. At that point, you would take the first ending back to the top, but we don't need to say those notes again. So let's move on to the second ending. Quarter note rest, C, D, E, D. I'm on the top of 23 now. Quarter note rest, D, E, D, C. Quarter note rest, C, D, E, D, G. Quarter note rest, G, D, C, E. F whole note, G whole note, F whole note, E whole note, D whole note, and then half notes on the last system of page 23. C, D, E, F, E, D, C, and then a B. That's that weird surprise ending that I mentioned to you. Let me now talk about measures 22 and 23. When we have the same fret on 2 adjacent strings played quickly, okay, like here we've got a D to a G. It's hard to do that with our normal arch, the good arch that I'm always recommending. Like to, if you want to go. It's hard to skip like that. Okay, so very often a guitar will either bar, will flatten out, and then you can play as quickly as you'd like, or we use different fingers. Okay, for this piece, I want you to use the 3rd finger and the 4th finger. Later in the book, we're going to learn how to flatten out. Okay, but for now, I want you to play this like this. It's going to go. See that? So it's 3rd finger, 4th finger, lift both up for a second to play the rest that is in measure 23, put both back down, and then G, D, C, E. And it's just because once you get, first of all, it's a good workout for the pinky, and it's a good technique to learn. But once you get used to it, that makes more sense than going. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is a little clipped. It goes that instead of ringing what we call legato, where the notes ring into each other. So let me play the whole piece for you now. I'll play just the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Whole notes, you can look ahead. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Rest, back to the top. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Always keep counting. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Internally, of course. 2, 3, 4. Rest. Second ending. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Last system. Okay, so now I'm going to play Countrified with the CD track from SoundCloud. If I was in class, I'd play the chords behind you with kind of a country feel, but just to show you what you can do at home with the actual CD track. So I'm just going to play the melody. I'm not going to play chords with it. So this is how it sounds, and of course there's going to be a pickup measure of 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 is what you come in on, okay? Kind of country reggae. Back to top. 1. So that was Countrified with the CD track. Of course, more advanced people, it's fun to do it faster. It's fun to do it with some kind of a country feel or a country drum beat, you know. Etc. That kind of actual country feel. So have fun with that one. Go through and say all the note names. Really think about your fingerings as you play it. Of course, you know, you can see there's some whole notes there. I even drop my hand down. That's when you can really prepare in advance and really think about arching with those fingertips, putting the fingertips right behind the frets. Again, try to alternate with the right hand if you can. If not a big deal, but have fun with this one.